Beatrice is out there with Ilyasova, and there's Iguodala, and it's Conley in at the lock. And for the Bobcats, Tyler Hansbrough out there with Favors. Then there's Batum. Then it's Steven Jackson, and it's Jack in at the one.
Well, the Bobcats trying to model themselves after the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the way the Thunder rebuilt their Floyd, having two of the best centers of all time with their franchise over the years. So now it's just a matter of, can they move forward after last season's difficult circumstances? Red hot right out of the gates. 4 for 4 shooting.
You know, the Bobcats...
Mike Dunlap, he told me he's a fan of Andre Iguodala, especially the way he's developed his outside shot. He said that was one weakness. He could do everything else, pass, handle, and finish. And boy, what a defender. But now that he's developed that jump shot, there are really no weaknesses in his game. Guys, that makes it awfully tough to deal with a guy who can impact the game in that many ways.
And unfortunately, that's a long process sometimes.
Now here's Iguodala. 29 points for him last game against Miami.
And he gave great effort defensively as well, including a couple of blocked shots.
That was a hope an effective point guard can have, and they all have it in spades.
I think Jason Terry, guys, is one of the best sixth men in the league. He provides that instant offense off the bench. He loves to go right, and that's his sweet spot. One dribble right, pull up, he's automatic.
And now, in transition, here we go. Iguodala.
Good foul there defensively. Make him earn 2 points from the line.
I agree with you. I mean, no freebies. Don't give anybody an easy opportunity. Make good use of your foul there.
I remember when...
And strike quick.
Going back to DeRozan's upside, Steve, what do you think he needs to work on to take that next step?
It's all about the outside shot for DeRozan. Kevin, the consistency of his perimeter game will tell how far he goes and how much he develops.
He's like the aggressiveness here, guys, just powering it down that time.
And descended gradually as he lingered on the rim.
Yeah, you got to be careful, too, guys, because the referees will call a technical pretty easily on that play.
Clock at 6. Hamilton with it. And Batum picks him up defensively. And Iguodala gets him to go in on the assist by Hamilton. 22 points for Iguodala.
Strong.
And Steve, some of the best highlights you're ever going to see are going to come from this guy. Every time he steps on the court, there's a chance he'll perform the dunk of the season.
Here's Iguodala. That drops. Offense by 8. Iguodala, right side. Lets the three fly. Gets it to go. He's got 27. It's Iguodala with the drive. The Magic have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And the word is they challenge each other, guys. I mean, each and every one of them to improve their free throw shooting in the offseason. Held each other accountable in that area. And now you see the results individually and as a whole.
Well, one thing you love about Andre Iguodala is his durability. He's missed fewer than 30 games in his entire 8-year career. One of those guys who takes great care of himself in the offseason, works hard, watches his diet. I think that's been a big factor.
Batum for 3. Blocked. Jumps up. And then Iguodala with the dunk.
Not sure what I just looked at.
Iguodala outside. The 11-footer. And the jumper is good. Iguodala's got 35 in the game. It hasn't even been close. Your Magic lead by 17. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play. A guy who's, careless with the ball, so he helps limit your turnovers as well. Great quality to have, Steve.
Yeah, and anytime you have a big who can pass, it really opens up your offense and gives you some options in terms of your execution in the paint.
Yeah, it's about being tougher and more physical, just as you said, Steve. If they can do that better, they've got a chance to come back.
Here's Iguodala, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
Boy, he's been so cool out there, composed.
And Orlando has possession. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen. Step back on that one and let it fly. Iguodala's got 42 in the game.
The numbers for Andre Iguodala in the back half of the season, he's been nothing short of marvelous. 3rd in field goal percentage, 4th in assists, and with so much consistency in his offensive game, he is in the top 5 in points per game.
Textbook offensive rebounding right there. I love that. Those putbacks are buckets any team loves to get.
Here's Iguodala. Again, the Magic score. Lets it go from deep. And it's Terry again missing. And for the Magic, they're shooting the ball with incredible accuracy. 68% so far.
Shooting for Orlando, Andre Iguodala.
And he makes the first. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And the Bobcats call time here. He's checked in for Daniel Gibson. Daniel Gibson's checked in for Mike Conley. Magic leading by 22. Here's Iguodala. Drills the three-pointer. Iguodala's got 49 points in the game.
Study player types and positions. One finding was that versatile small forwards who can shoot the three-pointer are tremendously valuable as far as wins added to the total.
And again, it's the Magic from deep.
That's his 6th three-pointer of the game, 3 in each half around the basket. Impressive.
It's Iguodala with the drive. Terry covering. Iguodala, that's good.
Andre Iguodala.
Iguodala's got 54 points.
Yeah, it's changed the game, really, Kevin, when you think about it. Guys like Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gay, Gallinari. Because look out.
Down like they are, he just took it out on his opponent. I mean, you've got to keep your composure. I don't think that was one of his best moments.
And Gibson kicks to Iguodala. And again, it's Orlando converting.
They have no answer for him. He's just putting on a dominant display of offense.
Comes in for Paul Millsap. Michael Petrus is checked in for Jordan Hamilton. And it's Conley in for Daniel Gibson. And Steve, that might be the
Oh, man, that was unreal.
Mark it up.
Or a couple times, create the angle, and then rise up over the top and make that mid-range shot.
And Steve, whether starting or coming off the bench, JT is always ready to step into the big moment and knock down the big shot. This guy's putting on a clinic out there. Everything is sound and sharp and crisp. He's really the centerpiece of their offense and the basket.
Well, one thing that's been around in other sports but really didn't have a home in the NBA until the last CBA was contract renegotiation. That is something that both players and GMs will have to consider each year.
Gets it to go.
Anytime they've needed a hoop, he's taken over one shot after another.
Shot and game clocks. Iguodala outside. For 3. And again, it's Orlando with a 3. By a big margin. Not much to be critical of with this win, Clark.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play. They showed up to give great effort and to win. And they did both.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, Andre Iguodala.
Okay. Drop it to the floor. Make that. Whoa, make the ground move. That's an. Okay. Say yay, don't we do this every day? I worked them long nights to get a payday. Finally got paid, now I need